Gabapentin is not your only option. If you're taking gabapentin for your nerve pain and you're still suffering while dealing with drowsiness, weight gain, and dizziness, the medication might be making your condition worse. I'm Dr. Monique Rodriguez, and what I'm about to share with you could actually be the difference between a lifetime of medication dependency and actually healing your nerves. The science has shown us that while gabapentin provides temporary symptom relief, the underlying nerve tissue continues to deteriorate. Think of it like putting a duct tape over a crack in your windshield. You can't see the damage spreading, but it is actually getting worse every single day. The research actually shows us that people with pre-existing kidney problems face significant risk of developing gabapentin toxicity, while can actually be fatal. Long-term users face severe withdrawal risks, and some people even develop suicidal thoughts after just a week in treatment. Doctors continue to prescribe as if it's the only option. In the next few minutes, I am actually going to reveal exactly why gabapentin keeps you trapped in a cycle of worsening nerve damage. And more importantly, I will show you the natural protocol that's helping many patients reverse the nerve damage in weeks instead of years. And if you're ready to explore a treatment approach that actually regenerates your nerves instead of just masking the symptoms, you can visit 5ewc.com to schedule your consultation. Here is something your doctor probably has not told you about the medication. It's not actually treating the nerve condition at all. So let me share what happened with one of my patients. Her name is Sarah. She's 58 years old, a professional who came in to see me after 3 weeks on the medication. She told me, Dr. Rodriguez, I feel worse than ever before when I actually started the medication. The pain's still there, but now I can barely stay awake during my meetings. I have gained 30 pounds and my feet are worse. They're swollen and I can't wear my shoes. The science has shown us exactly why this is happening. Gabapentin works by altering the brain's GABA neurotransmitter production, and it's hijacking your nervous system communication pathways. While it might temporarily reduce the pain signals that it's actually reaching your brain, it's still causing the damage in your nerves. Research from Desert Hope Treatment reveals that long-term users face severe withdrawal risks because the brain has gotten used to relying on the augmented GABA neurotransmitters production. This means your body becomes dependent on this medication just to function normally. But here's what really concerns me as a practitioner. The side effects aren't just inconvenient, they're dangerous. We're seeing drowsiness, fatigue, weight gain, swollen extremities, dizziness, and coordination issues in nearly every patient. The NIH reports that some people can become addicted to gabapentin, and withdrawal symptoms can last a full week or longer depending on the consumption duration. Even more alarming is the small number of people develop suicidal thoughts after just a week. Think of it like this. Gabapentin is like turning down the volume on a smoke alarm while your house is still on fire. You might not hear the warning anymore, but the damage continues spreading. The nerve degeneration doesn't stop just because you can't feel how intense it is. In fact, by masking the symptoms, gabapentin might actually be preventing you from seeking the real treatment your nerve desperately needs. This is truly only a symptomatic relief, and from a wellness perspective, we need to address the root cause if we want real healing. So let me tell you about a treatment that has been successful regenerating nerve for thousands of years, long before pharmaceutical companies even existed. When I first started using acupuncture for neuropathy patients, even I was skeptical. But then I saw patient after patient experiencing not just pain relief, but actually sensation returning to areas that had been numb for years. Acupuncture is effective for reducing pain, reducing inflammation, and improving circulation. 3 critical factors for nerve healing that gabapentin completely ignores. The research demonstrates that acupuncture actually stimulates specific nerve pathways that trigger your body's natural healing response. When we insert these ultra-thin needles at precise points, we're essentially creating a controlled micro-injury that signals your body to increase blood flow and send healing factors to the damaged nerve tissue. Most of our patients get incredible results with just some sessions because we're addressing the root physiological dysfunction, not just masking the symptoms. I had a patient, Robert, who'd been on gabapentin now for 5 years with no improvement at all, and after just 6 acupuncture sessions, he called to us in tears because he could actually feel his grandson's hand when they held hand for the first time in years. That's not just symptomatic relief, that's actually nerve regeneration. From a holistic health perspective, acupuncture works because it treats your body as an integrated system. We're not just targeting the nerves in isolation, we're actually improving the environment that supports nerve health. The increased circulation brings oxygen and nutrients to the starved nerve tissue, and the reduced inflammation allows the damaged nerves to begin repairing themselves. And unlike the gabapentin medication, which disrupts the natural neurotransmitters production, acupuncture enhances your body's own healing mechanisms without creating dependency. And here is something that might shock you. Many people with neuropathy actually suffers from nutritional deficiency that gabapentin is not addressing. B12 is essential for nerve healing and nerve health. Think of myelin like an insulation around electrical wires. Without it, the signals can get scrambled and eventually the wire itself starts to deteriorate. The problem is that oral B12 supplements often cannot reach the damaged nerve tissue in therapeutic concentration. So your digestive system breaks it down, actually most of it, and it does not get absorbed. So it might not make it to actually where you need it. So we actually inject the B12 directly into the area of the nerve damage. This targeted approach delivers concentration nutrition exactly where your nerve needs it most, bypassing all these absorption issues that make the oral supplement very ineffective. But we don't stop it here. We also use a homeopathic injection like Tramil for the inflammation, which also does not have any side effects, unlike pharmaceuticals anti-inflammatories. Tramil contains botanical and mineral ingredients that work synergetically to reduce inflammation at the cellular level. So when we combine the B12 injections that we're creating an optimal environment for your nerve regeneration and then feeding your nerves while simultaneously removing the inflammation, which is actually a barrier to healing. I recently treated a patient who had been told by 3 different doctors that her neuropathy was permanent and gabapentin was her only option. And after 2 months of targeted B12 therapy combined with our treatments, she went from barely being able to walk to her mailbox from taking daily 3-mile walks with her husband. The science shows us that B12 deficiency is directly linked to peripheral neuropathy, and targeted injections therapy can actually help us reverse the damage that were thought to be permanent. This integrative approach addresses what pharmaceuticals never could, the actual nutritional needs of your healing nerves. So this almost sounds too good to be true, but the research backs it up completely. Red light therapy uses low-level wavelengths of light that actually repair nerve damage at a cellular level. This isn't just some new age crystal healing. This is actually FDA clear technology based on decades of photobiomodulation research. Red light therapy has shown to promote healing and reduce inflammation through a completely non-invasive process. The specific wavelengths of red and near-infrared light penetrate deep into the tissues where they are actually absorbed by the mitochondria. The mitochondria is the powerhouse of your cells. Think of it like giving your damaged nerve a cellular battery charge. The light stimulates your ATP production, which is the energy currency of your cells that it needs to repair themselves. There's actually a lot of research that shows that it repairs the nerve damage by increasing nerve growth factor production and improving nerve conduction velocity. A study published in Lasers and Medical Science found that the red light therapy significantly improved nerve function in the diabetic neuropathy patients. All of our patients actually report significant improvements and often leading to warmth and tingling in the areas where it had been completely numb before. Signs that the nerves are actually coming back to life. What makes this particularly powerful is that it's completely non-invasive and it has 0 side effects. You simply sit or lie comfortably while getting the therapy light, and that's exactly how it works. Compared to the gabapentin, where you're dealing with drowsiness, weight gain, and potential addiction, it's incredible. From a wellness perspective, we're harnessing the body's natural response to a specific wavelength, the same biological processes that help plants to grow through photosynthesis. It's like giving your damaged nerves exactly the type of energy that they need to rebuild themselves, something that gabapentin could never accomplish. Now, what I'm going to tell you about the most innovative treatment we use, it's that it's one of the only things that has actually shown to regenerate nerves faster than usual healing. Frequency-specific microcurrent, or FSM, uses low-level electrical currents that are so gentle that you can barely feel them, but they're powerful enough to reverse the nerve damage that doctors said was actually permanent, and they're not. We use specific frequencies to resonate with nerve tissue and promote cellular repair. Think of it like turning a guitar. When you hit the right frequency, the string vibrates in perfect harmony. FSM works the same way, but with your nerve cells. We're literally turning your nerves back to their optimal frequency, allowing them to function properly again. The electrical currents are 1/1,000,000th of an ampere. That's about the same amount of current your own cells naturally produce. This therapy not only alleviates pain, but actually reverses the nerve damage. The research demonstrates that FSM increases your ATP production by 500%, and it reduces inflammation by up to 40% in the treated tissues. And most of our patients experience relief and function coming back within a few weeks of treatment. I had a patient who hadn't felt his feet for almost 2 years, and after 4 weeks of the FSM combined with our other therapies, he could actually not only feel them back, but could distinguish between different textures when walking barefoot. The science behind this is actually fascinating. Every tissue in your body has its own electromagnetic signature, and when tissues are damaged, that signature changes. The FSM delivers precise frequencies that restores the natural electromagnetic environment, allowing your cells to communicate properly and heal themselves. It's like resetting your nerves back to the factory setting and giving them the ability to regenerate and function normally again. This is a complete opposite from Gabapentin approach. Instead of disrupting your nervous system's communication, we're actually enhancing it and restoring it. Here's the truth about nerve regeneration that pharmaceutical companies don't want you to know. No single treatment, including gabapentin, can address all the factors necessary to complete nerve healing. Everything that we do is in combination. We don't use just one therapy for patients because nerve regeneration requires multiple physiological pathways working together. Taking a holistic approach means that we're not just treating isolated symptoms, we're actually creating a comprehensive healing environment for your nerves. When we combine acupuncture circulation boost with B12 nutritional support, red lights therapy, cellular energy, and then the FSM frequency restoration, we're attacking your nerve damage from every angle. Each therapy enhances the other. It creates a synergetic effect that's far more powerful than any single treatment alone. We use all types of natural treatment versus pharmaceuticals, and the biggest difference is that we're not just masking your symptoms, we're actually treating the problem. When the symptoms go away because you're actually regenerating the nerve, they actually stay away. When your symptoms go away because you mask them, like gabapentin, they're always coming back and worse because the underlying damage continues to progress. The symptoms are going to go away, but they're also regenerating the nerve and creating less change at the cellular level with holistic approach. I recently treated a gentleman who'd been in gabapentin for 7 years, steadily worsening symptoms, and his doctor kept increasing the dose. But his relief got shorter and shorter, and after 3 months of our integrative protocol, he's completely off gabapentin and has better nerve function than he did in the past 7 years. From a wellness perspective, this makes perfect sense. Your body is an integrated system, and the true healing requires addressing all aspects of that system, not just chemically blocking pain signals while the real problem gets worse. So let me be clear about what we're discovered today. Gabapentin isn't a healing for your nerves. It is masking the symptoms while the real damage continues to worsen. If you're dealing with side effects like drowsiness, weight gain, and coordination issues while the nerve degeneration progresses, we've also learned that there's a completely different pathway available that actually regenerates the tissue and not hides the pain. Through our integrative approach, combining acupuncture, B12 therapy, red light therapy, and frequency-specific microcurrent, we're not just managing your symptoms, we're actually reversing nerve damage. Imagine waking up in a few weeks from now with actual sensation returning to your feet, your energy coming back, your coordination improving. Not because you're masking the symptoms, but because you're actually healed the underlying damage. The research demonstrates that these natural therapies work, and more importantly, our patients experience firsthand what most experience relief, function coming back within a few weeks of treatment. But what is critical here is that the sooner you start the actual nerve regeneration, the better results you will get. Every day you stay on gabapentin is another day you continue your nerve degeneration. If you're ready to break free from all these medication cycles and explore a new treatment that works, visit 5ewc.com to schedule your consultation today. We'll do a comprehensive evaluation for your nerve damage, and we'll personalize a protocol for you.